And now we come to the bell. Well, the first part of it is fairly easy because it's really the same as what we have here with the monkey. We want to constantly be checking over and over and over again whether or not the dog is touching the bell. So we can pretty much just use this. So I can just take this actually, I can drag it from the very top and I can go down over the bell and let it go. And when I do that, I didn't move it. I mean, it's still here under the monkey. But if I go to the bell now, what I've done is I've copied it. So that's a good thing to know how to do. So when the green flag is clicked, I want to run a forever loop that checks over and over and over again whether or not the bell is touching the dog. And if it is, this is the only thing I need to change. I don't want the bell to say any of this. So I'm going to delete this, just Control, click, and delete. And instead of that, I need to put in this gap exactly what I want to happen when the bell and the dog are touching. So one of those things was I needed the bell to ring. I'm going to go to Sounds, and as we know, each sprite actually comes with its own sounds. So here I've got a choice between two, and if I don't like either of those, I can go into my library and find other ones. But what I have here is a xylophone sound. Which apparently goes on a little long. And I've got this one here. So I don't really love either one of those, but I guess I'll just go with this one for now. And I'll go back to scripts and I'll go to sound here. And what we'll do is we'll play sound bell toll until done. And we'll drop that right in there. So that's the first thing done. Now we still need to make the monkey disappear and make the bananas drop. Now this is something that we haven't done yet, because making the monkey disappear, I can't put that code here because this is the code for the bell. So if I say disappear here, like if I go to looks and I drag this hide tab over and I snap it on right there, that's not going to work, because if I click the flag here, what's going to happen is when I touch the bell with the dog, I'm going to hear the ringing, but then what's going to hide? What's going to be made invisible? It's going to be the bell itself, right? Like that. So the problem, I'm just going to delete this hide, is that any code we put here, it's going to happen to the bell. So I want the monkey to disappear and I want the bananas to drop. So the code for the monkey disappearing needs to go in the monkey. So what I have to do is I need to go back to the bell and I need to send a message somehow. Once the dog touches the bell, I need to send a message to the monkey so that the monkey will know that he has to disappear. And I need to send a message to the bananas so that the bananas will know that they need to fall off that cactus. So here's what we do. We're going to go to Events, and if the bell is touching the dog, we're going to play the sound, but we're also going to broadcast 2 messages. Like that. And now we can actually click in the drop-down box and we can go to New Message. And it doesn't matter what they say, but I'm going to name them appropriately. So I'm going to say broadcast message monkey underscore disappear. That's the name of that message. And for the other message, I'm going to call it bananas underscore drop. So now what happens is the green flag is clicked, and throughout the entire time that the program is running, the computer is constantly checking to see whether or not the bell is touching the dog. And if it's not, it doesn't do anything. But the moment they do touch, we play this sound, and we broadcast monkey disappear, and we broadcast bananas drop. Now, we go to the code for the monkey, and under events, we can go here. When I receive a message, what happens? So what we want to do with the monkey is we want him to say, when I receive, and it's not bananas drop, it's monkey disappear. So when I receive the message, monkey disappear, what do you want me to do? Well, we want him to become invisible. So we're going to go back to looks now, and we're going to drag out hide. And that's all we need to do there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the bananas. We're going to go here, back to events, and we want the bananas to say that when I receive the message bananas drop, what do you want me to do? Well, we want the bananas to fall down. So if the bananas are falling down, that would fall under motion, because we want to change their position. We want them to go from being on the cactus to on the ground. So if it's falling down this way, up and down, would that be along the x-axis or the y-axis? And the answer, of course, is the y-axis. So when they receive the message bananas drop, we want to change the y position. Now, where do we want them to be? Well, right now, if we look, they're currently at 105. So the current y position for those bananas is 105. Let me just drag them down to where I want them to end up. And let's say I want them to end right here. Well, that's minus 129. Actually, instead of change y by 10, I'm going to delete that one. I want to set y to a specific number, and I want to set y to minus 129 because I want the bananas to end up where they are right now. So set y to minus 129, and now I can put them back to where they're supposed to be, right there. So that should work. So whenever the bananas receive the message bananas drop, their y position will change to minus 129. In other words, they'll go from where they are right now to on the ground. Okay, so let's just see if that works. We'll just click the green flag, and we already know that when the dog goes up and touches the monkey says that, so that's good. And when he goes over here and touches the bell, we hear the noise, and then the monkey disappears, and the bananas have dropped. Now, two things that we need to talk about there. The first is that, yes, the bell will keep ringing as long as the dog is still touching it. Over and over, and that's okay for now. And the second thing is that nothing else happened until after the bell was finished ringing. It went through the entire sound first, once, and then the monkey disappeared and the bananas dropped. So what we need to do is we need to go to the bell, and we can actually take this sound and perhaps put it on the bottom instead. And then we'll just try this again. So I'm just going to put the bananas back. I'm going to show the monkey again. And let's just try that again. That's better. Good. So in the next video, and the last video for this, we're going to do two things. One is we're going to change something about the way the dog moves. And the second thing is we're going to set the code for the end of the game when the dog actually gets the bananas.